Welcome, everybody. It's open mic night live at the ZoomBarDC. We've got a great show for you tonight. We've got Bill Sherman, Dave Sherman, Megan Ukoh, Tom Mahon, Ed Crowley, Arlene Gantt, Reggie Stout, and more. So sit back, relax, put on your dancing shoes, and have a good time. And Bill Sherman's going to kick us off.
All right. Thank you, Marie. Let's see. First, I'd like to start off with a fairly standard blues piece. You gotta help me, baby. Can't do it all by myself. You gotta help me, mama. Can't do it all by myself. Yeah. And if you won't help me, baby, I gotta find somebody else. I might wash, I might sew, I might cook, you know, I might even mop your floor. But you got to help me, honey. Can't do it all by myself. And if you won't help me, baby, I gotta find somebody else. And when I walk, you walk with me. And when I talk, you know you gotta talk with me, baby. Yeah, baby, can't do it all by myself. And if you won't help me, baby, I gotta find somebody else. But bring me my night shirt, put on your morning gown. Bring me my nightshirt and put on your morning gown, yeah. I ain't sleepy or tired, I just feel like lying down. And you gotta help me, baby. You gotta help me, mama. You gotta help me, sugar. You gotta help me, honey. 'Cause if you won't help me, baby, I gotta find somebody else.
Sonny boy. Very nice.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let's start.
Now, boy, this will be the third week in a row. I'm on a Louis Jordan kick.
Okay.
So, and also, along with Louis Jordan, Bill Austin penned this song along with Louis Jordan, Is You Is or Is You Ain't. Is you is or is you ain't. I'm sorry, I can start all over again. Well, I got a gal who's always late when we're going out on a date, but I love her. Yes, I love her. So I'm gonna walk right up to her gate and see if I can get it straight, because I want her. So I'm gonna ask her, is you is or is you ain't my baby? The way you're acting lately makes me doubt you still my baby, baby. But Seems like my flame in your heart's done gone out. A woman is a creature that has always been strange. Just when you think you're sure of one, she's gone and made a change. Well, is you is, or is you ain't my baby? Or is my baby seeing someone new? Or is my baby still my baby true? Well, a woman is a creature that has always been strange. Just when you're sure of one, you'll find she's gone and made a change. Well, is you is, or is you ain't my baby? Or is my baby seeing someone new? Or is my baby still my baby true? Or is my baby still my baby true?
That song.
That's a
There
great
you
tune.
go. That was great.
Thank you.
Great tune.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Megan, do you want to go next?
Sure, I can go. Yeah. I already got 2 songs. Just kind of in a mood today. They're not necessarily like love songs, but they're just, yeah, you'll see. The first one I had so popular of an artist. His name is Van Hunt, and the song is called Dust. Sorry. So I'm gonna have to grab out my acoustic. I have like a little short here. So. All right, sorry about that. Okay. All right, here we go. It's just another day, another episode of hiding under the world. It's just another way of merciful. I don't expect many more. I'm already insane. rescue me. I won't blame you at all. I know that I've gone into deep for you to risk fall. I'm already sane. I'm already in pain. I'm already sane. I am dust blown away over the edge. I am dust blown away over the edge. I am dust over the edge. I am dust blown away over the edge. Never thought that I would be the one with the win in hand. So you see, it's no love to my sophistication that I've gone crazy again. I'm already insane. I'm already in pain. I'm already insane. I am dust blown away over the edge. I am dust blown away over the edge. I am dust over the edge. I am dust blown away over the edge. I'm already insane. I'm already in pain. I'm already insane.
What was that song? Did you write that?
No,
Who was that song?
That song? What?
it's called Dust.
Well, what?
Dust.
Dust?
D-U-S-T,
Like,
dust.
like all over my window. And who's that by?
His name's Van Hunt.
Oh, that's Van Hunt. Okay, cool. Very happy.
I think it worked out really nice with your acoustic.
Who's the art? Who is the artist that
His
sang
name's Van Hunt.
Van Hunt?
So, yeah.
Very good.
That was beautiful.
That was it.
Really
Very
lovely.
pretty.
Really, really lovely.
Plus, good taste in song selection.
Yeah, it was really beautiful.
This, yeah, I guess you know the second artist. She's pretty well known. It's by Adele. It's yeah, I love the song too. It's like a sassy way of like dealing with breakup and stuff. So it's called "Send My Love to Your New Lover." It's just something to do. It's all you, none of it me. You put your hands on my body, it's all you. Oh, tell me you're a great day for the big one, for the big jump. I'll be your last love, the last thing you and me. Oh, that was what you told me. I'm giving you up, I'm forgiving it all. You set me free. Oh, send my love to your new lover. Treat her better. Gotta let go, all about those. We both know we ain't kids no more. Send my love to your new lover. Treat her better. Gotta let go, all about those. We both know we ain't kids no more. No, we ain't kids no more. I was too strong, you were trembling, you couldn't handle the high you rising. Oh, baby, I'm still rising. I was running, you were walking, you couldn't keep up, you were falling down. Oh, there's only one way down. I'm giving you up. I'm forgiving it all. Set me free. Oh, similar to you, love. Treat a paragraph. Gotta let go of all of our goals. We both know we ain't kidding no more. Similar to you, love. Treat a paragraph. Gotta let go of all of our goals. We both know we ain't kids no more. If you're ready, if you're ready, if you're ready, I'm ready. If you're ready, if you're ready, we both know we ain't kids no more. If you're ready, if you're ready, if you're ready, I'm ready. If you're ready, if you're ready, we both know we ain't kids no more.
That has a nice groove to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe who is the artist? Who is the artist who sang that originally?
No, that was Adele.
Oh, Adele. Okay, I've heard of her. No, okay, I'm joking. That's great.
Very nice.
Wow.
Oh, there's another version of "I'm Ready" that has a totally different tone. It's by Muddy Waters. I'm ready for you, and I hope you're ready for me. I'm sure many of the blues players here know that song. Kind of a different feel than Adele's song, but it's excellent.
Look it up.
Thanks, Megan. Arlene, do you want to go next?
Yes, I will go next. I'm going to sing something that's a bit different, and maybe you've heard it. It's for King and Country and Dolly Parton. They got together and they did a song called God Only Knows. So I am going to sing 3 different voices on this song because there are 2 men and a woman who sing this song. So it'll be my first time attempting this in public. But let's see. And of course it's a cappella. Ooh, 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 ooh. Wide awake while the world's kind of sleeping, too afraid of what might show up when you're dreaming. Nobody, nobody, nobody sees you. Nobody, nobody would believe you. Every day you try to pick up all the pieces, all the memories, they somehow never leave you. Nobody, nobody, nobody sees you. Nobody, nobody believe you. God only knows what you've been through. God only knows what they say about you. God only knows how it's killing you. But there's a kind of love that God only knows. God only knows what you've been through. God only knows what they say about you. God only knows the real you. But there's a kind of love that God only knows. There's a kind of love there's a kind of love. You cover over every single secret. So afraid if someone saw them they would leave. But somebody, somebody, somebody sees you. Somebody, somebody will never leave you. God only knows what you've been through. God only knows what they say about you. God only knows it's killing you. But there's a kind of love that God only knows. God only knows what you've been through. God only knows what they say about you. God only knows the real you. But there's a kind of love that God only knows. There's a kind of love there's a kind of love. There's a kind of love there's a kind of love. For the lonely, for the ashamed, the misunderstood and the ones to blame. We could start over, we could start over, we could start over. Oh, for the lonely, for the ashamed, the misunderstood and the ones to blame. But he could start over, we could start over, we could start over. There's a kind of love that God only knows. God only knows what you've been through. God only knows what they say about you. God only knows There's a kind of love that God only knows. God only knows what you've been through. God only knows what they say about you. God only knows the real you. There's a kind of love that God only knows. There's a kind of love. 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 God only knows what you behind you. God only knows what they're right through. God only knows the real you. But there's a kind of love that God only knows. Okay, that was it.
What's the name of that song? What was the name of that song?
God only knows.
It's approved. Titles aren't copyrighted because the Beach Boys did a song written by Brian Wilson called "God Only Knows." That was very beautiful.
Thank you.
So it was a collaboration between who? Dolly Parton?
Country and Dolly Parton.
Who?
Wow.
Who's the other group?
For King and Country.
What is that? I hadn't heard of that.
King and Country is a Christian band, and they actually came out of, I think, Australia, and then they're now in the U.S. in Nashville, I think.
Are they a cappella, country, hip hop?
No,
what are they?
Not a cappella at all. They have a full band.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's kind of a big song that I hope I'm going to listen to the recording on this because I need to know how it sounds.
It's just beautiful, really, really beautiful. A gorgeous song. I'd never heard it before.
It was wonderful. Yeah.
It entranced me.
Thank you. You guys are so good.
By the way, there's a wonderful podcast. I reckon it's looking at Dolly Parton's influence and impact. It's great and lots of it really brilliant, called United States of Dolly. How she's sort of the most unifying, beloved figure in our polarized country, and it's a really interesting podcast that I recommend.
Thanks. I'm going to look for that podcast. I heard about it, but I like it.
Go ahead. Yeah, everybody. That's the point. Is like when you go to a Dolly Parton audience, the guy started covering it in 2016 during the very polarizing election, and in the audience were Trump supporters, gay people, black people, white people, young people. It was like the guy's mind was blown. And
Art.
That's all. It was brilliant.
Arlene, do you want to do another song?
No, I only did one.
Okay.
I'm baby steps.
Okay, that's fine. That was fabulous. It was incredible. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Tom, do you have a story for us?
I do. It's a
Okay.
tough act. It's a tough act to follow, though. I was sitting around watching the wheels go around the other day, and for some reason I flashed on the old man that was the Monsignor in the parish where I grew up. And to set the picture, if you ever saw the classic film Bells of St. Mary's, you had Father Bing Crosby, and above him was Monsignor Barry Fitzgerald, the crotchety old Monsignor. And that's who our pastor was. He gave an indication of his age. He remembered as a little boy watching the soldiers march off to the Spanish-American War. So I figured that probably happened back during the Crusades. To my own 6-year-old imagination, that was really way beyond the past. Now, as an adult, I calculate that he was probably about 60 years old in 1950 when I started going to school there and to the church. Anyway, he was a fearsome critter. When he gave his Sunday sermons, it was like the voice of God. In fact, growing up, he was my mental image of God, an old man with gray hair, and he spoke in the imperative mode. It was, every statement was, this is how it is, handed down on a tablet from on high. And he was past the point he should have been hearing confessions, because he was hard of hearing. And if he had any question about hearing your sin, he would ask out loud so that everyone in the church would hear the question, like, you did what with your wife? And that's why the line to go into confession to him was shorter than anybody else, even during the holidays. But well, I can get to that. So it's 1950. The Irish have been in America for about 100 years. Like every immigrant group, they were not welcome at first, but over the past century, they'd gotten jobs beyond just being laborers or policemen or boxers, the Fighting Irish, and had worked their ways into professional jobs like law and medicine, and so on, and beginning to have some family wealth. And it happened that the parish we belonged to was benefiting from that quite a bit. I think that they had a pretty affluent collection of families, although there were a lot of them, 2,000 people in our parish. We were not one of the affluent families, but at least we fit in. Anyhow, so our parish was located on a very fine street, the nicest residential street in St. Paul, and one of the nicest in the United States, called Summit Avenue. And there was already a beautiful church there, but looking ahead to the future, the parish realized there's going to be a lot of Irish Catholic babies popping out in the years just after World War II, the beginning of the boomer generation. So they built a brand new school, a state-of-the-art grade school, that when it was completed and opened in the September of 1951, 1/3 of the classrooms were vacant, just in store for the future. And by the time I left in 8th grade, not only were all those classrooms taken up, but there were classes being done in the halls. Anyway, the point of my story is to go back to when I was a kid. They were building the school and they were building a rectory, which is a house for the priests. We had 6 priests just in our diocese, in our parish. There are cities now in America that don't have 6 priests to cover the whole city, but that the church was flush then. And so they were building the school and the rectory. I don't think they did anything to the convent where the nuns lived. Maybe they put in central heating, I'm not sure, but it was, they weren't cared for very well. So whenever you dig a foundation, it's a principle of physics. You end up with a hill. You dig out, move over, drop. So this was one of the best playgrounds that we had in our community. And it only had a great big hole to play in, but you had a hill to play on. And back then, when construction crews knocked off at 4:30, they didn't put secure anything around the work site. They just put up a blinking orange light and maybe a sign that said, "Do not trespass." So for us kids, 5, 6, 7 years old, it was an invitation to come and play, which we did. And one of the guys in our gang had an older brother who fought in World War II and had brought home some booty from the war, including a Wehrmacht helmet, the German Nazi helmet that had a hole in the temple. So we didn't want to know the story of that, but we used to fight to see who would get to wear that. And we would play cowboys and Nazis, which was a different twist on the traditional Western. And we would, this hole in this hill were the ideal places for us to play. So one night, about 5:30, 5 or 6 of us guys are hanging out playing there. And the old Monsignor comes around the corner reading his daily prayer book. And he hears us and he looks up from his prayers, and everybody else in our group split, skedaddled. They were gone. And I don't know what came over me, but I said, I'll be damned if I'm going to run. Here's this venerable old figure who looked, I mean, he could have passed for Moses, and I was not going to run. And I don't know, I can't picture, but I think I was sort of acting in the spirit of Martin Luther, like, here I stand, I will not run away. And it was kind of awkward. Here's the old senior, the big hole between us, and the 6-year-old kid that was clenching his fist. And this went on for maybe 30 minutes or maybe 30 seconds, probably the latter. But finally, I just said, I have to go home for supper now. He said, well, go on then. And that was the end of it. And in all the interactions that we had as a parishioner and the Monsignor, he never mentioned it again. I doubt he even placed me with that, but he knew enough to know that the school belonged to the nuns. He would not enter the school without permission, like the Queen has to get permission to go in the City of London. And the only time he came to our school was on the final day. He would pass out report cards in every classroom. And that's my last memory of him. And until many years later, I worked on construction for the local power utility, digging holes and putting holes again, and putting in gas pipes. And there was one guy in our crew who was really a heavy-duty alcoholic. And once I was part of the group and felt I could ask about him, I asked one of the other laborers, "What's the story on him? You know, why does the company keep him on?" He said, "Well, he's really good at what he does. We have a really strong local union of the IBEW. And he does what he's supposed to do. He just tips every time he comes back from lunch, but he's never been in danger. He does his job." And he said another interesting thing about him is when we get our paycheck, he doesn't get his. It's sent to the Monsignor at his parish for the money to be distributed to his wife. Because if he got the check, he'd blow it on alcohol before he got home the first night. And that's suddenly like the first time I really thought there's more to being a priest than just, hearing confessions and talking sermons. And it changed my whole opinion of the old man, John Cullinan, to find out there was really a human underneath that stern appearance, and that he was basically playing the husband of that household. And that's passed my mind the other day, so I thought I'd tell you about it.
All right. Hey,
Thanks, Tom.
Thank you for putting a human face on the clergy.
Yeah, as someone who did investigative reporting about the church back in 1991, it's always interesting to hear the good news.
Yeah, well, we didn't know about that back then. That didn't really come out till 40 or 50 years ago. But anyway, he was, in that instant, I had a whole other revelation about him to his benefit and mine.
Thanks, Tom. Yeah, I don't often hear good stories about priests, so thank you.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that. Everybody, I have to actually run, so I want to say good night.
Thank you.
Bye,
Bye,
Arlene.
Arlene.
Thank you for a
Bye,
beautiful
good night.
song.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Arlene.
Thank you
See
for
you
your
again.
performance.
Hopefully see you next week. Bye.
See you next week.
Stay
Bye.
safe.
See you.
Thanks, Tom. Okay, Reggie, do you want to go next?
I'm doing the old thing of, I've been digging up some old songs that I love and trying to learn them, and then I never get the nerve to try them because I haven't really learned them yet. So I'm gonna try this Chris Smithers song, and I may have to stop and scroll through the lyrics because I haven't memorized them all yet. And I'll just say, I'll go ahead and, as usual, have to say this song is a really fabulous, finger-picked acoustic guitar type song, written by Chris Smither, if y'all know who he is. Did a few things you may have heard of. But I'm not finger-picking, so let's see. Well, I could not love to save myself from lonesome desperation. Everything I thought was love was worthless imitation. My concept of commitment was to take all I could give. You could give. I thought the simple, cheapest thrills I loved were teaching me to live. Well, make sure I don't have an echo here by turning down a little. But nothing seemed to last or see me through. Nothing but that little song. Oh, shoot. I started with the second verse. Yeah, see, I told you I wasn't ready to do this. Okay, I'm just gonna sing the first verse and the chorus once, and that'll cover it. Maybe I'll get down to the last verse. We'll see. Okay, my deepest apologies. Yeah, the scrolling through little screens doesn't work that good for me. I don't know much, and I knew less. I was heartbroken for the first time. I was drowning in my tears. I went looking for a lifeline, trying to find some comfort, just some simple tender touch, searching for some little cure that would not cost too much. And I could hear that produce wagon on the street. I could hear the farmer singing as I cried myself to sleep. I got banana, watermelon, peaches by the pound. Got sweet corn, burlington, more better than in town. I got okra, enough to choke ya, beans of every kind. If hunger is what's eating you, I'll sell you peace of mind. But that's not what you came to hear me say. And I hate to disappoint you, but I got no love today. I got no love today. I got no love today. No love today. Yeah, I'm getting there.
Chris Smithers?
Yeah, Chris Smither. No love today, not now, not ever, not forever. You cannot see what comes for free. I think you're much too clever. For your own good, I'll tell you what is right before your eyes. Intelligence is no defense against what this implies. In the end, no one will tell you what you need. You can't buy it off the shelf. You got to grow it from the seed. I got banana, watermelon, peaches by the pound. Molten, Portland, more better than in town. I got okra, enough to choke ya, beans of every kind. If hunger is what's eating you, I'll sell you peace of mind. But that's not what you came to hear me say. And I hate to disappoint you, but I'm gonna disappoint you. I got no love today. I got no love today. I got no love today. No love today. Not do that much of it.
Nice, Reg.
That's a cool song.
It's a great song. I left out the whole second border.
You don't hear many songs with okra.
Yeah, really.
Or Merleton. How about Merleton is a vegetable down south, I think.
What's the name of the vegetable?
Merleton. I spelled different ways. It's Merleton. It's a kind of a gourd, I think.
Wow.
Well, that's a new one on me.
I posted information on Chris Smither from allmusic.com in chat.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, Art.
That's the guy.
Okra, enough to choke ya.
I'm not
It's so hard to find words that rhyme with okra. That's fine.
Yeah, and okra is one of those love or hate kind of foods. There's a lot of people who just don't like okra. I love it.
If you're not listening closely, or you have a hearing problem, you think she's referencing Oprah.
I guess I had to like that song because I now have a song that has okra in the word.
You get okra, and you get okra.
No okra for you.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, Christmas is one of my, let's see, finger picking. I would learn to do some finger picking, Okay. Someday maybe I will. So I'm going to do another song, okay?
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm still doing ones that I'm just learning, so I hope I can get through this one a little better. Come on. Okay, I was just informed. I just did this song at a Mother's Day brunch on Sunday, and I was informed that it was written in 1897. I knew it was old, but I did not know it was that old. Well, grab your coat, grab your hat, leave your worries on the doorstep. Just direct your feet to the sunny side of the street. I'll hear that pitter-pat, that happy sound is your step. A life can be so sweet on the sunny side of the street. I used to walk in the shade with my blues on parade. But now I'm not afraid. This rover has come over. Well, if I never had a cent, I'd be rich as Jeffrey Bezos. I'll skull dust at my feet on the sunny side of the street. I used to walk in the shade with my blues on parade, but now I'm not afraid. His rover has come over. If I only had 1 cent, well, I'd be rich as Rockefeller. There gold dust at my feet on the sunny side of the street, on the sunny side of the street. Okay, that was quick.
I thought that song was written in the 20s, but that's interesting to find out that it came out of the Roaring.
I thought so too. You know, Dale, the guy that plays a lot over at Archie Edwards.
Yeah.
Shop. Yeah. He
Roethlisberger.
was in the audience, and he yelled out, 1897. That's.
Yeah, Dale has encyclopedic knowledge.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
What is Dale's last name?
Roethlisberger.
Oh,
It's
okay.
the only Roethlisberger I know besides Ben.
Right. Ben Roethlisberger.
And he does stake claim to be his father, but it's not true. Not true.
Anyway, by the way, you mentioned you performed a bunch. If anyone's performing live in person any place in the next week or two, post it here, or just, because things are loosening up a bit, in terms of venues and things. So just a friendly appeal, because love to see you all in person.
I'm sure there will be at least one shameless self-promotion coming this evening.
I've still got the mic on, so I'll get, I'm going to jump in there. I'm playing as a blues duo over at La Hinch tomorrow night, 7 to 10.
La Hinch?
Yeah. Anybody wants to come by and sit in,
Where is La Hinch?
It's in Potomac, Cabin John Shopping Center.
Okay, and you're
Tavern and Grill, yeah.
Okay, who's talking now? You, right, Reggie. You're playing between 7 and 10. Okay, there you go. Thanks.
Okay, there you go. I know Ed's probably playing somebody, aren't you?
Yeah, we got a couple. We have a couple this weekend.
Yeah, all right.
So where do I look that up?
Okay, well, you guys can post it in the chat.
Yeah.
Okay, post it in chat.
Dave, do you want to go next?
Sure. Hold on. Well, it just so happens that I had planned to do the other I'm Ready tonight. So I'm by Muddy Waters. Just strange coincidence. red as anybody can be. I'm ready, red as anybody can be. I'm ready for you, I hope you're ready for me. I got an axe-handle pistol on a graveyard frame. I'm shooting tombstone bullets, I'm dragging balls and chain. I'm drinking TNT, I'm smoking dynamite, and I hope some screwball wanna fight, 'cause I'm ready, ready as anybody can be. I'm ready for you, and I hope you're ready for me. I've been drinking gin like never before. I feel so good that I want you to know. One more drink and I wish you would. Take a whole lot of loving just to make me feel good. 'Cause I'm ready, ready as anybody can be. I'm ready for you, and I hope you're ready for me. All you pretty little chicks with your curly hair, looking at me like I ain't nowhere. Stop what you done, honey, come over here, and I prove to you, baby, that I ain't no square. 'Cause I'm ready, ready as anybody can be. I'm ready for you, and I hope you're ready for me. But I'm ready, ready. I'm ready, ready as anybody can be. I'm ready for you, and I hope you're ready for me.
That was great.
Yeah.
No problem.
I saw Muddy Waters do that live. I'm pretty sure. I know I saw Muddy Waters once, if not twice. So thanks for playing that great song.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, I saw Muddy at the cellar door. It was great. Excuse me. And he was older when I saw him, and he would sit down, but he'd get really excited, and he'd get up and he'd dance and he'd play and everything. It was
He'd do in some of the songs. He would shake and do this particular shaking and everything. It was
yeah. I'm gonna do a T-Bone Walker tune called "Love Is a Gamble." Love is just a gamble. Say just what you want to say. Love is just a gamble. Say just what you want to say. It's nice and sweet if you're a winner, but it's a debt that's hard to pay. Can't you see that love is a gamble? It makes headlines in the news. Can't you see that love is a gamble? makes headlines in the news. I've always been unlucky. All I ever did in life was lose. Once I gambled on romance. That's just when I thought I had it won. Once I gambled on romance. That's just when I thought I had it won. She said goodbye, pretty papa, but I was only having fun.
You're in a
beautiful
good groove this evening, Dave. A very good groove this evening.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks for reminding us all of how great T-Bone Walker was. It's kind of amazing. He was doing, I posted about him, he was doing electric guitar and breaking boundaries in 1940. Okay.
Actually,
amazing. And started doing it in the 30s, I think, right?
Actually, he went to high school with Charlie Christian, who was considered the father of jazz guitar. And the two of them used to have an act. They would dance on street, perform on street corners, and one would play bass, and one would play guitar and sing, and one would dance, and then they would switch off, and the other would play bass, and the other would play guitar. And so the two of them were playing electric guitar actually in the 30s, late 30s, when Gibson first released the first electric guitar, the electric Spanish 135.
That's a great story.
That is amazing.
Thanks, Dave. That was a great song. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ed, do you want to go next?
It's hard to act to follow. Let me tell you what. That is a tough act to follow.
So what the heck?
Yeah. It's all downhill from here. All right. So, in keeping with my trying to learn 2 songs a week, I learned 2 in the last hour. So, I don't know how well this is going to go.
Whoa.
I'm impressed.
Let's see how they. Well, I played them in the last hour. Whether I learned them, you will be the judge of this. This is a Sam Cooke song, another song that I can't sing very well. Draw back your bow and let your arrows grow straight to my lover's heart for me, for me. Cupid, please hear my cry and let your arrows fly straight to my lover's heart for me. I don't wanna bother you, but I'm in distress. A lot of losing my happiness. For I love a girl who doesn't know I exist, and this you can fix. So, Cupid, draw back your bow and let your arrows roll straight to my lover's heart for me. Nobody but me. Cupid, please hear my cry and let your arrow fly straight to my lover's heart for me. Cupid, if you make your love strong for me, I promise I'll be eternally. I know between the two of us, her love you can't steal. Help me if you will. So, Cupid, draw back your bow and let your arrow flow straight to my lover's heart for me. Nobody but me. Cupid, please hear my cry and let your arrow fly straight to my lover's heart for me. For me. Cupid, don't you hear me? Don't you hear me calling you? Cupid, I need you. Cupid, please help me. Cupid, don't go. Let your arrow flow.
So you got it.
All right.
Let me just step away from that one. That's yeah. Okay.
You know, all the verses and all the chords. But I spent 2 weeks now to learn mine.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That was. Anyway. Here's another one I'm going to just butcher. I'm quite sure. This is a song by the Temptations, as a matter of fact. You got love so bright, you know that you could be a candle. I'm holding you so tight, you know that you could be a handle. The way you took my heart. All right, let me start again. Sorry. Let's run the tape again. You got love so bright, you know that you could be a candle. I'm holding you so tight, you know that you could be a handle. The way you swept me off my feet, you could have been a broom. You smell so sweet, you know you could have been some perfume. Well, you could have been anything that you wanted to, and I can tell the way you do the things you do. Pretty as you are, you could have been a flower. Good looks cost a minute, you know that you could be an hour. The way you stole my heart, you know you could have been a cool crook. And baby, you're so smart, you know you could have been a scooper. Well, you could have been anything that you wanted to. I can tell the way you do the things you do. Ba ba da ba da ba da. Ba da 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 da. Ba ba da ba The way you do the things you do. You made my life so rich. You know you could have been some money. And baby, you're so sweet. You know you could have been some honey. Well, you could have done anything that you wanted to. I can tell the way you do the things you do. The way you do the things you do. Wow.
Come on,
Wow.
you just learned the song.
Wow. That was pretty. That was. We can edit this. We can edit this tonight.
So Ed, don't you feel like we need to do a little shameless self-promotion here?
I put a couple things in the chat.
Oh, okay.
But
okay.
I'm not sure anybody would want to come see us after that performance. After that performance, those two songs will not be performed this weekend. Oh my God!
I posted a quote from Jerry Wexler, who produced both Ray Charles and Aretha, and he said of Sam Cooke was the best singer who ever lived, no contest.
True that.
Pretty interesting comment.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Thanks, Ed. I love that song. That was great. Warren, hi. Do you want to go next? You're on mute.
Yeah, cool. Made it in time.
Yeah.
There you go.
And I'm sorry that I'm showing up late and only able to stay for a short time. But I will play, absolutely. Let me grab my guitar here. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Good. Glad to hear it.
Yeah, doing great. Thanks.
I've been doing great, man. Everything's going really awesome. Got a lot going on lately, but it's all good. Started a new band. I've been playing bass, playing a few shows here and there, and then trying to book a lot of gigs for my solo stuff.
Good.
Yeah. Ride the blue wind high and free. She'll lead you down to misery. Leave you low come time to go. Alone and low as low can be. I can't remember the lyrics to this one. Let's do something different. Sorry about that. I'll do an original here. Sorry, I've just been barbecuing all day, so I've also been drinking all day. And
what you been barbecuing?
As is tradition, I did some briskets.
Here. I don't know.
Did some briskets and some pork tenderloin.
Now we'll go for the brisket.
Oh yeah, I love brisket. Although my favorite turkey. When turkey is done right, it is just.
You know, long time ago, brisket used to be trash meat.
Yeah, absolutely.
You betcha. It was good and cheap.
Yep. fables, where they spin golden yarns and the threads of tall tales. Now I stand in this land where the dust fills the air, and my lungs they could breathe, but they know not to dare. What danger does lurk around every misstep? But where fortune awaits the keen and adept, my pistols depends will journal this tale. So when the dust finally settles, only speed will prevail. Blood will soak the desert sand and paint the borders of this land. Time itself will know who's right. This time I got you in my sights. It's been a few years since I've come to this place. A few long and lonely years since I've seen your pretty face. Would you even recognize what I've become? Would you still love me if you knew the things I'd done? History's written in the dirt and in the blood stains on my shirt. Takes a desperate kind of man to build a kingdom out of sand. History's written in the dirt, in the blood stains on my shirt. Takes a desperate kind of man to build a kingdom out of sand.
Well, that was phenomenal.
That really was phenomenal.
Great tune.
Thank you very much.
So I can literally say your lyrics are jaw-dropping. If you saw some of my some of your phenomenal lyrics in that song are literally jaw-droppingly phenomenally great.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. And
I'm gonna head out, guys, and say goodnight.
Yeah. Good to
So
see you.
Megan,
sorry.
if you're going to be performing someplace sometime soon,
Good night, Megan.
here.
I
Also,
will be.
Warren.
So, yep.
Good night, Megan.
All
Good
right.
night,
Good
Megan.
night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
No problem.
Bye, Megan.
Bye bye.
Warren, what was the name of that song you just sang?
That song's called Land of the Fables.
I
Jesus.
love that song. Great
Oh
song.
my God.
On Spotify. Thank you very much. And I really, I'm sorry that I'm just dropping in. I feel rude for doing that. There's a lot of stuff going on lately now that I'm back out in the world and. All right. Go ahead and play a cover song here. This is a song by a Canadian singer-songwriter named Slade Cleaves. It's called Breakfast in Hell. In the melting snows of Ontario, where the winds will make you shiver, was the month of May up on Georgian Bay near the mouth of the Musquash River, where the bears prowl and the coyotes howl and you can hear the ospreys scream. Back in '99 we were cutting pine and sending it down the stream. Young Sandy Gray came to Quahog Bay all the way from PEI, where the winters are rough and it makes you tough. No man's afraid to die. Sandy came smiling, 30,000 Islands was the place to claim his glory. Sandy's gone and he moves on, and this is Sandy's story. Well, Sandy Gray lives on today in the echoes of a mighty yell. Listen close and you'll hear a ghost in this story that I tell, boys. Story that I tell. Sandy Gray was the boss of the men who tossed all the trees onto the shore. He'd come and go till they'd built a flow, 100,000 logs or more. They ride 'em on down to Severn Sound, cut 'em up in the mills for timber. The ships would haul spring, summer, and fall till the ice came in December. One Sabbath day, Big Sandy Gray came into camp with a peavey on his shoulder. Dropped his axe, they heard a thundering crack, and the room got a little bit colder. Said, come on, all you, we got work to do. We gotta give her all we can give her. Jam the logs at the little jog near the mouth of the Musquash River. Well, with no time to pray on the Lord's day, they were begging for God's forgiveness. But the jam was high in a troubled sky as they set about their business. And they ran with the rolls and poked with the poles and tried to stay on their feet. Every trick they tried, the one man cried, this log jam's got us beat. And Sandy Gray was not afraid and he let out a mighty yell. I'll be damned, we'll break this jam or it's breakfast in hell, boys. Breakfast in hell. Every one of them men did the work of 10, and Sandy scrambled up to the top. He was working like a dog, heaving 30-foot logs, and it looked like he never stopped. And they struggled on, those men so strong, till the jam began to sway. And they all dove for cover to the banks of the river, all except for Sandy Gray. And Sandy Gray was not afraid, he let out a mighty yell. I'll be damned, we'll break this jam, or it's breakfast in hell, boys. Breakfast in hell. Well, with thoughts of death, they held their breath as they watched their friend go down. And they all knew in a second or two he'd be crushed or frozen or drowned. They saw him call and they heard him fall just once, and then it was over. Young Sandy Gray gave his name that day near the mouth of the Musquash River. Sandy Gray was not afraid, he let out a mighty yell. Said, I'll be damned, we'll break this jam, or it's breakfast in hell, boys. Breakfast in hell. East of Giant's Tomb, there's plenty of room, there's no windows and no walls. And if you listen close, you'll hear a ghost down by Sandy Gray Falls. Through the tops of the trees, you'll hear it in the breeze, the echoes of a mighty yell. I'll be damned, we'll break this jam, or it's breakfast in hell. Sandy Gray lives on today in the echoes of a mighty yell. I'll be damned, we'll break this jam, or it's breakfast in hell, boys. Breakfast in hell.
Well,
Nice performance this evening, Warren.
boy, Warren. So Warren, your album is on Spotify called Devil's Deeds and Poets' Dreams. Where
That's
can we
right.
buy the album so you could get money from us
Well,
buying your album?
I'm working on that. I'm waiting on my producer to send me the lossless files so I can put it on Bandcamp. But I should have that done in the next week or so, and I'll let you know.
Great. And can I ask?
I will come and hang out and watch you guys soon too. I'm really sorry. I've been fucking flaky lately.
Yeah, so it's so good. For the other songwriters here, this isn't a crazy irrelevant question. Is how did you get an album of yours on Spotify? Well, because other people, what did you do to do that?
Art, can you guys talk about it in the chat?
Okay,
Yeah.
put it in
Or
chat.
email me. Yeah, either way.
Okay, and
And
then
DistroKid is the short answer.
okay. Also, post here in chat where you'll be performing over the next 2 weeks.
All right, we'll do.
Okay, great, thanks.
Those two
Thank
songs,
you, Art.
those two songs are real knockouts. Really,
Thank you,
knockouts.
everybody. Thank you.
Well,
I have to check out. Good night, everybody.
Bye,
Okay.
Tom. Thanks, Tom. See you.
Yeah, I got to go too, guys.
Thanks, Ed.
Okay.
All right, thank you very much.
thanks a lot.
See you later, guys.
I got to slide out too, but nice seeing y'all and listening.
Thanks,
to
Dave.
everybody. And
Those-
hopefully, I
Those
see.
songs were like from the 67, I think, about then that you sang. And the last one was really great. We really enjoyed hearing that last song that you had sung. So good night.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Charlie. See you later.
Yeah, that goes,
Good
yeah.
night, Marie-Louise.
Marie-Louise,
See you, Kathy.
Ed,
Bye-bye.
Okay.
has Ed gone?
Yeah, Ed cut out. Yeah, he had to go. today.
No, because that compliment, actually, your two songs are fantastic. But Ed's last song that he sang tonight, what was the name of that song?
The way you do the things you do?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I just loved him playing with that song, didn't you?
Yeah.
It was really
Definitely.
wonderful.
Nice song.
And I wish that if you could relay my appreciation for singing that song, he got away before I could thank him. And your two songs, really were really great. So good night, everybody.
Thanks, Charlie. See you later.
Good
Bye.
night.
Is Melanie gonna play?
Yeah, I guess. Gantt, do you want to go next?
Why I'm staying.
Hi guys. I just thought I'd pop in when I had some time. It's nice to see you all.
Good to see you. Gantt, do you want to go next?
Oh, sure. I'm going to do a song with no words. An instrumental. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yep.
very well.
This was written by a guy named Stephen Bennett, who lives somewhere down in Virginia. And I went to a workshop with him and Tommy Emmanuel, and he taught everybody in this class how to play this song, and it's a gorgeous song. And it's deceptively difficult to play, so if I screw it up, I've only been practicing it for about 8 years now, so. It's called Waltz for a Maple Tree.
Gantt, that was beautiful.
Wow.
Beautiful, and
Great sound.
anybody that didn't appreciate what it took to do that, that was quite something.
That's a beautiful guitar. You and that guitar tonight are really, really at one. That's really beautiful guitar, beautiful music. Thanks.
Thank you. So you want me to do another one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
From the sublime to the ridiculous. As I got on the city bus and found a vacant seat, I thought I saw my future bride walking down the street. I shouted to the driver, "Hey conductor, you must slow down. I think I see her. Please let me off this bus." Nadine,
Honey, is that you? Well, Nadine, Mama, where are you? It seems like every time I catch up with you, you got something else to do. So I pulled around the corner as she turned and doubled back. I saw her getting to a coffee-colored Cadillac. I was pushing through the crowd trying to get to where she's at. Campaign shouting like a southern diplomat. Nadine, honey, is that you? Well, now, Nadine, Mama, where are you? It seems like every time I catch up with you, you got something else to do. Searching for her, looking all around. Saw her getting to the yellow cab. She was headed across town. All alone, the taxi paid up everybody's tab. I flipped a $20 bill. I should have kept a yellow cab. Nadine, honey, is that you? Well, Nadine, Mama, where are you? Every time I catch a picture, you got something else to do. Well, she moves around like a wayward summer breeze. Go drive, or won't you catch it for me, please? Moving through the traffic like a mounted cavalry. Leaning out that window, trying to make it here. Nadine, honey, is that you? Well, now, Nadine, Mama, where are you? It seems like every time I catch up with you, you got something else to do. It seems like every time I catch up with you, you got something else to do.
Yeah, you were in a good groove tonight, man.
Woo! Hey, Gantt! Love that song.
It's poetry.
Love hearing you play it. Play it.
Telling the story, yeah.
So, Melanie, are you gonna close us out tonight?
Could I? Sure. Yeah, I'm actually more available now because things have they're not so insane anymore. Yeah, this Zoom call it's home to me, so it's good to see you guys.
Good to see you, Melanie. So yeah.
So I'm singing this song because I do think that our open mic night, especially during the height of the pandemic and the lockdown, it really helped us get through everything. And we also know people who either caught COVID or we know people who lost others, unfortunately, to it. And this past weekend, actually, one of my friends' fathers had passed away from it. He was only 56. So I guess I'm closing out with Josh Groban's You Raise Me Up. So, because I've been working on it for a while. It's not an easy song because it goes from low to very high and there's like 3 key changes, so. soul so weary when troubles come and my heart burden be, and I am still and wait here in the silence until you come and sit a while with me. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up to more than I can be.
Such a big
Wow.
song.
Wow.
Very beautiful, Melanie.
Very
Is
You have a
that
beautiful
by-
voice, and that was a beautiful song.
Is that by Josh Groban? Or who did you say
Yeah.
it was by?
Josh Groban, yes, but it's the female key fitted for female, so it's a little bit higher than Josh's.
Did he compose that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like a classic hymn. It's great.
He's one of the times he performed that live was actually American Idol, and I think they still do this. They gave back to some sort of a malaria and HIV project back in the day where they would raise money, and some of these celebrities, they actually either donated a huge amount to these villages that were struggling, or they traveled to there just to get a glimpse of what their daily lives were like. And some of the giving back performances involved that. And he actually taught a little children's choir, because there's actually more vocals when there is a key change. And if you look up the performance on YouTube, there's like this little choir of like little boys and girls that are singing with him, then they just give him a group hug when the performance is over. So
That's
When
sweet.
you were just playing with your instrument, there wasn't a chorus, and that song was huge. It filled a big space. I could hear orchestration just tumbling down the mountainside as the song is climbing up the ridge of this mountain. You know it's going to just keep getting larger. And the
Yeah.
orchestration and the amount of music that was in that song that I heard as you played it, I don't know what you're playing. It's not much, but it's the essential qualities with your voice just took that music into big, big rooms and large, large places.
thank you so much. It's been quite a year of because I always struggled with like opening up my diaphragm and like trusting my gut. And Marie knows that I didn't used to do big songs when I first started this open mic last year. It's almost been a year actually since I first joined.
A very, very strong voice could take that song as far as the voice could go. It is a song that just gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and the voice is part of it.
Great job.
But you did it in this very small venue, and you did it on that small instrument, and you did it with small instrumentation, and your voice filling that space.
That's gorgeous.
Thanks, Melanie. That was awesome.
Melanie,
We missed you, Melanie.
was
Yes.
that, that's
That's
great.
the show. So thank you all so
Great.
much for another great open mic night live at the ZoomBarDC.
Thank you.
Thank you,
And see you
Marie.
guys next
Thanks
week.
for hosting it,
Thanks, Kat.
Marie. We really appreciate it.
Thanks, Phil.
Have a great
Thanks.
evening, all. See you
Okay.
next week.
Good night.
Thanks, Reggie.
Melanie, I recommend
Thanks,
for
Kat.
inspiration the book Broken Horses by Brandy Carlisle. Very inspiring. The audiobook, especially. It's very inspiring.